So I will talk about, can you see my screen? Yeah. Can you see my screen?
No yet.
All right. So I will talk about one of the techniques. Actually, I like it personally very much, and I'm using it quite often, not only in the lectures I have with technical or not so technical students, but also in my daily life or with my colleagues. So this is analogous inspiration. So this technique is used to apply an out of context concept to the problem. So it means that you take some examples from totally different world or another box and try to apply it to the problem you have. So the idea is to change your focus, trying to find maybe other products or other organizations or other fields and industries or services that somehow could relate to your particular problem, what you're having, or part of that problem.
Sorry, others, should we see your screen?
Oh, yeah, I thought you see my screen, but you're not. All right, sorry. Okay, can you see it now?
Now it's okay.
All right. So I'm in this slide, so just one slide has passed. So you know, it's never actually a good idea to be closed in your own world, especially, for example, if you're an engineer or I don't know, manager, and you think that that field you are in is the whole world, and in most cases you're looking for examples in a similar situation. But actually magic happens when you try to find some solutions in the other, let's say, worlds. What in the beginning you don't think that there could be some parallels or some analogous. So using this technique allows you to widen your knowledge, to be to start being an expert in more fields, and to understand how everything actually is connected. So when working on this technique, so we have to split your problem, find maybe behaviors or activities or actions, what it is made of, and you have to start thinking about I don't know, number places or products or some fields what also deal with this kind of part of the problems or problems itself. So from my personal perspective, what's even happened this semester. So I'm engineer. I'm civil engineer. So I have to give lectures to architecture field students, which are first year students, and they don't have any experience in technical design of buildings or material engineering or something similar technical in technical fields. They're freshman students, and they have to their idea in the project is to, you know, somehow to create a building, to design a building, but I have to explain them how to make it from the technical point of view. So on the top of the slide, you see some formulas and everything. So this is the way how bending or flexure of the beams is actually working. This is mechanical engineering, but the way I try to explain these complex things is to giving an example of what probably each of the students have done at their high school years. So this is trying to bend a ruler. So probably this is the test what every person does in the physics lecture. So this is, in this case, I'm using some simple examples or some experience what each of the person already had explain some more complex things. Moving on with more complex ideas in architecture, I'm always comparing high-rise buildings with trees. So this is another thing. What is so everyone knows what is a tree and how it grows, and that it has roots and leaves, and that you know how it's changing, how the shape is changing, and the diameter of the heart of the tree is changing. So this analogous could be 100% used to designing and building a skyscraper or high-rise building. So instead of the roots, we have foundations, which should be very hard fixed into the ground, and so on. Another thing we were also discussing with students, so solar power plants and solar energy is getting more and more popular, and I don't know if a lot of people think about this thing that solar power plants should move together with the movement of the sun. So actually, the first design ideas came from the observing nature, from observing sunflowers. So in the nature, sunflowers are following the sun and they're moving their head. So taking this from the nature and applying to some engineering stuff, you can come up with some good solutions and problem solving possibilities. Okay, so these were a few examples I wanted to tell actually from my personal experience, what I'm teaching students, and I don't know if you have some questions or ideas. I would like to hear from you, and we could share something